Oh, we're getting kicked off. That's it.
Put down your
He goes beast mode.
Oh my God, we're gonna do it! We are gonna win the Super Bowl, baby! Yeah! Beast mode, let's go! All right. Man, this is the easiest job in the world. Hand it to Marshawn. Get the champagne on ice. Let's go! Well, imagine if we passed it though, right? Let's throw an inside pick play at the 1. Huh? No, I was kidding. Huh? Hello? No, I said it'd be. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. No. Hello? Guys, do not throw it. Give it to Marshawn. Don't you dare.
Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler.
Oh, go ahead. Do your little intro.
Oh, God. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Earth2 Sports Talk with Weds and Mo. I am your boy, Mo.
And I'm Weds.
Oh, my God. Oh, Jake, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
The funny thing is, I saw that like 4 days ago, and I sent it to Weds, and I was like, "This son of a bitch, he's gonna get me." And I was not expecting that. Hold on, let me finish crying real quick.
Jake, 3 seconds after you sent it to me, I sent it to Mo. I said, "This is how we're opening the show next week."
I begged Wets, and I'm like, "Yo, please have Jake on the show next week." Because when you hit me last week, I'm not gonna lie to you. When you hit me last week, I was in my feelings, and I was like, "I have to get you back." I do, and this is perfect. So, welcome to another episode of Earth2 Sports Talk with Weds and Mo. We are here to talk sports as usual. Today's topics are very interesting. We're gonna range. You know what's funny? I didn't have any mind of talking basketball today, but something very, very interesting happened, and of course, it happens to happen with this guy, the kid from where is he from? The kid from Maryland, DC, Virginia, the DMV kid, right?
Yeah,
Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I you know what's funny? I don't know if it's a rumor, but Bleacher Report posted it, and they said pretty much Kevin Durant goes to the team governor and says, "Hey, it's me." The GM and Steve Nash, like that's just it. So if I'm gonna play in Brooklyn, I'm gonna play in Brooklyn, right? But if I'm not, if you don't want me here, if you do want me here, send Nash and the GM away. Like that's the only way I'm gonna play in Brooklyn. And I'm sitting here like, you know what? I can imagine in 2 days' time from now, right? Kevin Durant is gonna go on Twitter and be like, "You guys be believing anything," right? I just feel like he's going to do it. He's going to go on a Twitter rant about this. But honestly, do you guys believe this?
As for me, I believe it. When it comes to Kevin Durant,
like you believe. I was about to say, I feel like you believe everything with KD.
When it comes to Kevin Durant, if they told me right now, Kevin Durant, walk down the street, he smacked the puppy, he smacked the puppy just for the sake of it, I would believe it. Not because he's a bad guy. But just because he has so many of these antics, so many things that you just like, it's like, dude, like cut it out. Like find a hobby, find something better to do. Get off Twitter. Like I need you. So because of that, because of all his antics, I fully believe he actually did tell the GM. And plus, also, if you look at when last year, when before him and Kyrie and stuff like that, so they're playing together, and they were talking about, I don't know if we need a coach. When Kyrie was somebody, I don't know if we need a coach.
That was a thing that was said, yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, and of course there was plenty of like things against like he's starting early. Okay.
just come out the gate early.
He's starting early.
Oh my God.
So I feel like between that, even though it wasn't him that said it, even though it was Kyrie that said it, I feel like when it comes to him and KD, I think when that first came out, when that first story came out with Kyrie saying that, and I texted my friend, I was like, man, the Robins are at it again, and I said the Robins because I've been calling I call Kyrie Robin.
How dare you call KD cannot be a Robin? Let's be very honest. Okay, let me get Jake's answer first before I address that stupid comment. Excuse me. I mean that comment.
I'm still trying to get over the Seahawk intro. I'm still over here crying. But,
oh man, I'm sorry.
With the KD thing, I think that it's fitting for him.
Yeah!
Because
Beast mode! Let's go! All right.
Okay. That's the last one.
Again.
That's the last one. That's the last one. I promise. That's the last.
I think for a KD response, though, I think this is completely a KD thing because he's one of the superstars that I feel is. I mean, it's not unwarranted because he's an amazing player, but I feel like he's too into himself and he thinks he's above the team at this point. I feel like. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
that's an interesting way to put it.
I'm just. I'm imagining because I pass the Barclays Center every day for work. I just imagine going down there one day and instead of seeing him, I see him dressed up in a suit and tie, being the coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't got much to say on the situation just because I feel like there's basketball players, there's NBA legends, and then there's drama queens. And KD needs to stay out of the politics and just play the game.
And so now to address Weston's comment, to say this, I think KD is one of the superstars. I think KD's one of the superstars that just actually wants to play basketball. And I think we've seen it. I don't think Steve Nash is a good coach. I know people that have said Steve Nash is not a good coach. You're just blessed to have the players that you've had together. It's I'm not gonna put him in the same conversation as what's his name over in Golden State.
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr. I think Steve Kerr is another one of those coaches that's just blessed. Like, oh my God, you walked into this team at the right time. Everything was coming together at the right time, and everything just happens to happen. You also have the honor of coaching Steph Curry. Yeah. I don't think Steve Nash is a good coach, and I think it's starting to spill out from the players. Like KD's one of those guys that really you never hear him speak on anything outside of basketball, and now he's starting to talk about it. Again, when the comment was made, it was made from Kyrie, like we don't have a coach. That was Kyrie saying it, and I feel like KD's now like airing his grievances. I'm one of the people that doesn't think KD just wants to play basketball, and I don't think New York is conducive enough for him to play basketball in.
Okay. Here's the thing. Hold on. Let me go ahead of you, Jake. Here's the thing with that. I agree. I don't think Nash is a good coach. I think Nash is a way better player than he is a coach. I don't know if he's. I don't know if he's going to be. No, I think he was a better player than he's a coach.
Okay.
That's not good. But I'm saying though, I don't know if he's going to become a great coach at some point or another. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. But the thing is, though, when I mentioned, KD and being a Robin, and the reason why I mentioned that is because he has all the skill set, but KD also tells you like, oh, I'm not a leader. I don't need people to follow me. I don't need people like you. It's like, bro, if you're gonna be the best player on the team, you are by default the captain. You are the one leading the team. If you are saying things like, I'm not a leader, I'm not asking anybody to follow me, I'm not doing this, I just want to play basketball. You can't do that as a leader of a team. And if you're the best player on the team, you're supposed to be the leader on that team.
But that's the thing, he never asked for that. He just wants to play ball, though.
Okay, so if you
hold on. Did Kobe ever ask for that?
Hold on. If you you never asked for that, cool. But here's the thing. If you are, like I said, if you are the best player on the team, you carry the burden of being the leader of that team. No questions asked, because you are the best player on that team. And when you don't, I now call you Robin because you now want to take direction from Batman. That's why in OKC we couldn't tell who was number one and number two between him and Westbrook, even though he had all the talent. For example, right? And you guys could both relate to this, right? You look at the Justice League. Who's the best member of Justice League? It's freaking Superman. It's not even a question. But guess what? When shit has to get done, who's over here like, okay, guys, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. It's Batman. Is it because he's something special? No, but because he just takes on the role. So you take the same thing. You put it with KD. Yes, he has all the fucking power. He could do everything. There's nothing on the court he can't do. But guess what? He doesn't want that power. Nightwing. There you go. That's okay. But
But if that's the case, then Nightwing is on his own level because he has his own city. But let me address this real quick. You said, did Kobe ever ask for that? Kobe didn't, but Kobe also walked in the league and said, "I'm gonna be the next best thing." Right? Kobe said that. And if you say that, all eyes are on you. You are now the de facto leader of your team. It's KD never came in the league and said, "I want to be better than Jordan. I want to be the next LeBron." He just wants to play basketball. And with people like that, that's all they want to do is they want to play basketball. And now you start to see it's more. And I think what's happening with KD is it's more to just being it's more than just playing basketball. You know, like you said, you're the best player on the team. You're the de facto leader. You have all the talent. Everyone looks to you like, oh, I'm gonna pass it to KD when it's like 10 seconds left or 15 seconds left. I got to give the ball to KD because that's the guy. Does KD?
I got something. Watson's gonna probably be mad at me with this, but look at all the teams that KD's been on. If you have all that talent and you don't want to be the leader, you're a glorified support player.
Wow.
Glorified support player. Look at all the teams KD's been on. When he was on the Sonics, he had Ray Allen, right? For a year or two, right?
A year.
Yes,
he went to OKC. He had Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double without KD.
But
then he went to Golden State, right?
Yeah.
Golden State, plethora of players around him.
Oh, by the way, like just a fun fact: the entire time he was in Golden State, Steph averaged more points than him and played more games than him the entire time. Continue.
Well, my thing is like if you have all that talent and you don't want to be the leader, then glorified support player. Because why else have that talent and why else have that type of play that we know that he can have and not take advantage of it? Why not make other players around you better?
Okay, so
and he doesn't make anybody better.
All right, so to just end this little segment, then let me ask you guys. So, do you think KD has earned the right to do this?
To do what?
To go
demand the GM and head coach be fired? No.
Yes.
What has he done in Brooklyn to
if you didn't put the distinction
if he won a title, then he could say anything he wanted to. He hasn't won a title in Brooklyn.
If you guys didn't put the distinction in Brooklyn, I would say what if you just said what has he done for him to be able to do that? He's a 2-time champion MVP. So come on now.
No. Let's be clear. The Golden State Warriors made him a 2-time champion. KD didn't make.
They didn't make him a 2-time Finals MVP though.
That's the only he did that on his own. He did that on his own. Great. But guess what? Listen, if you walk in somewhere, right? If you walk in somewhere and somebody clear a path for you, like you fucking Moses, right? And they say, here, walk through right here and go sit up top there. That's all you have to do. Is that a hard thing to do?
I mean,
no, it's not. It's not. Because guess what? Guess what? KD was in the Warriors, and you watch them play, and somehow all eyes is on Steph. All eyes is like, it's like they're watching every shooter, and KD's open. How you live with 7-foot guy open randomly anywhere? Especially, a guy like as talented as KD. Okay? So the point is, okay, in Warriors, he was a cakewalk for him, okay? That team never struggled, not once. Not once did that team struggle.
I don't necessarily know if I like cakewalk because for years that on that finals, like I don't necessarily know if I like that word. To be very honest.
I'm sorry. You saying you don't think it was a cakewalk for KD in Golden State? How much work did KD have to do in Golden State compared to OKC and compared to Brooklyn?
Look at his surrounding players.
No. How much work did he have to do in all those teams that he's been on? OKC, Warriors, and now Brooklyn. Which one of those teams did he have the easiest time, on?
Golden State, hands down.
Golden State, of course.
It's not even a question. So if we're talking like it, when I say a cakewalk, I don't mean just okay. No, I do. I mean a cakewalk. I don't mean just I don't mean a cakewalk in terms of like compared to the team he's been on. I mean in general. He had a cakewalk. Come on now.
Hey, real quick, I got to throw one back at Mo real quick just because Mo started off the Seahawks thing. if you're Mo and you're wrong 90% of the time, and you have a path open for you like Moses, well,
Wow. You know what? We are definitely doing the NFC West.
Okay,
I wasn't. I was gonna forgive that, but no, we're definitely doing the NFC West now. Moving on. Let's get. Wow. I don't know how I feel about that. That's something else I don't know how I feel about. Jake's energy this show is something else, yo. Oh, okay. So real quick,
Mo, hey, I love you, but I gotta give you a bad time, man. It's all good.
no, it's fun. It's all fun in games, right? It's all fun. Let's shift gears a little bit. So like I said, I didn't want to really talk basketball today, but KD did this, and I guess we have to talk about it. But no, let's shift gears a little bit. So we are in we're in August, right?
Mhm.
Early August. I think it's about that time, right? That we start taking we start looking at baseball harder now, right?
Mm-hmm.
The question is to Jake. You're looking at the NL wild card, right? Who do you have coming out? Who do you have? First of all, who do you have making it into the playoffs? And who do you have as your winner for the NL? I mean, Dodgers are Mets, St. Louis, and are the leaders right now. So who do you have? Wild card, ATL, Philly, and San Diego. Who do you have making it? Who do you have coming out?
Where's Jake?
Where's Jake go? Oh well, Weds. Do you want to take this one?
No. Can you hear me? Am I here?
Okay, good.
Oh yeah, back.
Yeah. Sorry. My phone's acting up. For an NL team to make it, I think the wild card. I feel like Atlanta's going to make wild card hands down. They have too good of a team.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Philadelphia has a chance to slip out. I think Milwaukee might have a chance, and I think San Diego with their power team that they got, they've easily got a chance to make it. To win the NL, I think it's going to come through the Mets or the Dodgers.
Wow, so you actually have the Mets taking that. Oh, you said you have the Mets or the Dodgers taking that, and no other teams can challenge them for the NL.
I think the Dodgers, as long as they don't do what the Dodgers done in the past 10 years, I think they have a really good chance of making it. And what I mean by pulling Dodgers, aka themselves, is we've seen them go to the World Series 5 or 6 times now, and then they lose it in 5 or 6 because they don't have everything or whatever around them. So I feel like if the Dodgers can,
I don't like him. I'm sorry, Jake. I don't like him. I drank Yankee tears with my cereal this morning.
It's fine.
I don't like him.
Okay.
I don't. But continue, Jake.
All right. I'm gonna kick him off. I think I'm about to kick him off.
Kick Drunk off. It's okay.
No. Keep it coming, bro. Go ahead.
I feel like it's either the Mets or the Dodgers.
Okay. And AL. This is I think this is the most interesting one, and I really want to hear your thoughts on this one, Jake. I really do.
You want my hopeful one, or do you want my serious one?
No, start with the hopeful one. Please start with the hopeful one.
Please start with the hope so we can crush it. Please.
I hope not the Seahawks. I'm way off. I hope the Mariners make it to the divisional round. I know the Mariners aren't probably going to make it because look at Houston. We can't beat Houston to save our lives. But I think it's either going to be Yankees or Houston. I don't think Minnesota has a chance of beating any of those two teams. I think Tampa Bay may have a chance to upset, but Toronto has a better chance than anybody to beat the Yankees or Houston right now.
Yes. You know what's funny though? I actually have Toronto as my sleeper team. He's laughing at you, Wetson. I do have Toronto as my sleeper team because I just feel like they're sneaky good. I don't like teams that I can't really
gauge
that, and you can't really knock them out. You can't count them out at any point, and that's my sleeper team, and so it's kind of scary. Please,
Okay.
Yes, Drunk, we're gonna laugh at that. The Twins had no chance of making the World Series.
0.
Okay, you see,
What?
you know what, I didn't like him
0.
before. I didn't like him before, but now I can't help but laugh. You know what?
I am
feel for
happy
you, bro.
someone else is wrong.
I feel for you, bro. I feel for you. Like, you know what? You're right. That was definitely worth the
Hold
laugh.
on,
Like,
Drunk,
man.
you should have just stuck with the Cardinals and left it at that.
Right, you really should have just stuck with the Cardinals.
Saying that the Twins are going to make the World Series is me saying like the Mariners are going to win the next 5 years.
You know. Now
what?
it makes sense. Now it makes sense why the name is Drunk. Like, now it makes sense. It makes sense now. The name is very fitting because you got the Twins going to World Series. Yep, you're definitely drunk. Okay, easily. Although I'm gonna say right now, the Astros. I think the Astros are.
Look at the Astros. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
said what?
said fuck. I hate, like, there's no team in base. I just hate them so much. But go ahead.
But I'm contractually obligated as a New Yorker to hate the Red Sox more than anything. By law, I have to. Like, when I pay my New York City, New York State taxes, they say, by the way, do you hate the Red Sox? If you don't, you pay extra. So I hate the Red Sox more than anything else. So
I think I noticed that on my W2 I filled out.
You see what I mean? Exactly. Okay, so just so you know, so I hate the Red Sox more than anything else. But I don't like the Astros, but I do think though the Astros might be.
You know what? If they do make the World Series, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to do the Stone Cold intro for you, just so you can come on the show.
Hold on. You know what's really funny is I told Wedson at my wedding that on his vest he can have Austin 316 stapled in.
Oh man, if that really happens, I feel like all of us should have a T-shirt that says Austin 316 just for him. It's never gonna happen.
Can you imagine Wedson walking down the aisle, like all of a sudden glass shatters, and out comes Wedson with a beer, going all crazy and stuff.
Yep. And I'm gonna make sure the dreads are all out. Like, I'm not gonna tie him up or nothing. Like, he's gonna be all out. Just yeah. But back to what I was saying though. I don't like the Astros, but I do think the Astros have a very good team, very good balance in terms of a team that they can actually make some noise. Do I like them? Absolutely not. But you can't discount how they're playing, even though they haven't been playing like great lately. But you could say they are a team that once the postseason come around, you can't count them out. As far as sleeper team go, I'm kind of like with more on this one in terms of like Toronto might definitely be a sleeper because they play. It's almost like when they play well enough to be like, whoa, like they actually could be really good.
Pay attention, yes.
Yeah, you got to pay attention. But at the same time, it's like when they don't play well, it's like, all right, whatever. But you can't count them out. So because of that, I agree with that one. And of course, for me, I'm gonna go with Yankees for the AL. It's not even a question. And as much as we talk about Dodgers being the Dodgers once they get to the playoff, the Mets tend to do that right before the playoff and then miss the playoff for some reason. So in that case, I'm gonna go with Dodgers, for the AL, and right afterwards followed by Mets. But I do think Atlanta is worth like keeping an eye on. Not because they're going to make noise or make the World Series, but because it's like
that's another sleeper.
Yeah, exactly. They're worth keeping an eye on. So for me, it's Dodgers, Mets, and as far as sleeper goes, I go Atlanta for the NL for National League. And then for it's Yankees. I'm going with Yankees, Astros, and of course, Toronto. I agree on this one. Houston number one sleeper team. I agree. Houston.
Fuck you. No, I'm sorry.
So, I'm going to say this real quick. So if Aaron Judge wasn't having the season that he was having, I feel like everybody would be talking about Yordan Alvarez in the season that he's having for the Houston Astros.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because he's having if Aaron Judge wasn't at 40+ home runs right now, Yordan Alvarez would be talking about a triple crown for him because he's hitting for average. He's not striking up 100+ times like Judge is, and he has home runs and he has RBIs right up there with Judge.
I agree with you. It'd be a cold day in hell.
Pete Alonso here. Hey, he has home run titles, so it's okay.
Listen, my World Series pick. NL is definitely the Dodgers. I kind of don't see them messing. Like, I know they're the Dodgers, but I don't see them messing this up. I don't think they're going to win the World Series, though, but I don't see them messing this up. Yankees obviously going to make it. I think it's just the eye test says the Yankees, right?
The Yankees,
again,
have been playing terrible all month, though. That's the only thing. They've been playing terrible this month. Like,
Yankees are 9 for 16 this month,
and that's fine.
But terrible in comparison to how they started this season. That's what I'm saying. Like,
pretty much.
Yeah.
But again, my sleeper team, like I said, is Toronto for out of the AL and the NL. Yeah. My sleeper team in the NL is Atlanta. Those are my teams to watch. And is that what we have for baseball? Is that what we got?
Yeah, I think that's what we have for baseball. That's the question that we posed beforehand.
Right, please, baby Jesus, let the Mariners do something.
Because it's either that or we talk about the Mariners, but that's not worth talking about.
No one wants to hear anyone talk about the Mariners. Like, if we're being serious, the who?
Who's talking about baseball for real? That's like
You know what? I kind of agree with you. Garrett Cole, honestly, is shitting the bed. I don't understand. I don't get it.
They traded. They traded. I'm like, you traded one of your better pitchers for what? You didn't get better.
No. They got a Sean Manaea.
They did not get better. I
don't feel like they did.
Okay, they didn't get better. Here's the thing, though. As a Mariners fan, I understand you might think mediocre as great, but the thing is, though, for the Yankees, we have higher standards. Okay,
like jumping on Seattle right now. I can't wait to. Oh my God! Wait, Jake, shouldn't you be like an OKC fan just out of like?
No. I'm a Supersonics fan. I wish they would have stayed.
So I'm just saying by default, like no.
We don't. Supersonics in existence in 2007. So
right,
what exactly we talk about?
They're not a team right now. So like, how are you a Supersonics fan?
Sir, have you watched basketball?
I bet Jake is the only right. Like Jake is the only one with Supersonics gear ever. Like,
hey, I'll be repping Sean Kemp from the 90s.
He has a Rashard Lewis jersey on right now, like under his shirt. He has Rashard Lewis.
Hey, that's creepy. How do you know that? All right. Hold on. I'm looking out my window right now. I don't see no dreads. I'm good.
Drunk. How can you feel that way? Because like the Rams originally are not like they just went back home.
Yeah.
They just went back.
They just went back home. Like they were on borrow time in St. Louis.
You sound like that old person from the movies. Don't worry about them. They just went home. It's okay.
You know what? I bet when you were a kid, your parents, when your dog died, your parents told you they would send him to a farm.
To a better farm.
Hold on. Hey, I don't like Drunk Down too because he said he's a St. Louis Rams fan, so I'm cool. He can leave.
He did drink Yankees tears this morning, though. Like, Cardinals fan, how'd you miss that? How'd you miss that? Like,
no, he definitely said he drinks cereal. He drank Yankees tears with cereal this morning, and that's when I said I didn't like him.
Right. Drunk's on Drunk, you can be friends with Mo. He's wrong 90% of the time. You can be.
You know what? It's changing gears real quick. So the NFL this morning comes out and says, "Hey, illegal hands downfield penalties."
Wow! Ow! Damn! No, sir, that was a pew pew. That man loaded a double barrel shotgun and said,
"Did you say it's a pew pew?"
No, that's not a pew pew, sir. No. That's a double barrel. No.
He said pew pew. It's okay.
Yo.
Okay. This morning. Oh my God, the NFL this morning came out and said, "Oh, they're gonna ask the refs to focus more on the penalties, right?" Mm-hmm. And I just feel like because again, I was looking at the report and it actually a low penalty last year. It was one of the fewest numbers in the last 7 years that they've called that penalty.
Yeah.
And my thing is, right, why don't you just let them play? Like I know sometimes like us watching the game, you can see that like, oh my God, throw the flag, right? but sometimes something like that can actually define, like, change the game. Like if you remember, what was it, the Saints, and who was it, when it was not just an illegal hand downfield, it was like they dogged his ass downfield, and that should have been a flag, but it wasn't called. Like, so where you guys stand? Is it, are you like, let them play, or is it like, what's the,
like you said, bro, like you said, it's one of the fewest penalties that in the last like freaking 7 years. Okay,
right?
So I'll let them play football. Right now, what I'm absolutely hating about football, and again, I understand like certain calls. I understand, the helmet to helmet calls. I understand, going for the knees. I understand certain calls, but illegal hands down the field, cut it out. Let them play football.
Okay.
Like I'm like, let them play football. Stop stopping the play for a dumbass call and review it for 5 minutes. Go to commercial, come back and still reviewing it. That irritates the hell out of me. It will make a game. It will make the game like freaking have like 3 minutes left. Both teams have like one timeout left. Make the game take an extra 45 minutes. Why? Because they call it dumbass calls. It makes no sense. Cut it out. Let these guys play football.
I can't remember the exact quote, but Ray Lewis had a conversation about wide receivers not being able to go over the middle anymore. And it revolved around the same thing about illegal hands downfield and a lot of the other plays and all that stuff. But if you look at the NFL as today compared to like 2001, 2002, the toughness in football, I feel, has gone away in a way. Because
still has a CTE, but that's another topic.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what? I was not expecting that to just come. Like, what? Still has the CTE, bro. I'm muting myself.
This is my brother-in-law.
Go ahead, Jake.
No, I'm good, brother. It's all you. Conversation's all you. I'm good.
Here's my take.
I think I need to go from beer to rum now.
my take on this is, right. I feel like a lot of the calls are benefiting. Like, a lot of things are benefiting offensive players, right? Because you have an offensive player downfield that could push off and not get a call, right? The offensive pass interference is something that almost never gets called, right? So the one thing in my mind that keeps the defender in the game, right, is like, if you beat me for like a split second, I can, like, tap you a little bit, grab a little jersey here, like, something, right, to bring me back into position. I think the NFL is so geared right now to protect the offensive players, to help the offensive players, because if we're being, I think we were discussing last week, I think offense is really exciting to watch. Like, I made the comment, defenses win championships, and it was kind of like a debate, but
it wasn't a debate. It wasn't a debate. You were wrong. I
wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong, because outside of last year's Super Bowl, Do you remember?
Okay. Do you remember the Patriots Super Bowl versus the Rams? Patriots Rams. I think it was like
Rams was the hottest offense in the league that year, and defense. And I think it was like a super low scoring. Everyone was
13 to 6. 13 to 6.
It was like
that was easily the best defensive like Super Bowl I've ever seen in my life.
I loved it. I loved that game.
But guess what?
It was the most boring game ever.
Majority of NFL fans, majority of people who watched it was like, this game sucks. You know why? Because nobody wants to see like 3 and out and 3 and out for 4 quarters. Nobody wants to see that shit. So guess what? With that being said, I understand where you're coming from in terms of like defense is a good way to it points out the fact that the defense is definitely good in terms of like you want teams to play defense. However, it's not exciting. Nobody wants to watch it. You want to know what you want to know like why people don't care about it? Because there's no exciting play on defense. It's a hit, cool. Interception.
What? Interception is not exciting,
bro. I'm
not anymore.
It's not anymore. Not the same way as it used to be. Okay, unless it's a pick six and like a great play. most of the time, people don't really like. People want the offense. People want teams to score. We had a game. We had a game last season that ended like fucking like with like I don't know, like almost like 1,200 yards between the two teams. I don't remember which game it was. I gotta remember that one.
You talking about the Bills game?
What game was? But that was
in Kansas City.
Was it that game? Yeah, it was a game.
It was dumb high scoring. Of course, it was exciting. Of course, it was exciting.
Okay, so which means that listen, you take a regular season game like that one, everybody loved it. You take a Super Bowl where defense dominated, everybody hated it. That tells you everything you need to know, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, I love defense because listen, when I played football for like a year in high school, for a year or so, like
you played linebacker, you was just loving to kill people coming down the middle. I wonder
listen, Wetson was born 6'3", 280. He was
I believe that. Like he came out smooth.
Except you know what's funny though? I was 5'3". I started high school at 5'3", 110 pounds. I started high school at 5'3", 110 pounds. I remember that because I went to the doctor because I went to play basketball. They told me they're like, so it's like so
hold on. The thing that Mo doesn't know is down in Haiti when you start high school is when you're in 5th grade. So yeah.
Okay. First of all, I went to high school here. You dumb Mariners fan.
Oh man, like that.
Well, you were back
Yes. So listen. So I started. So again, I remember starting high school at 5'3", 110 pounds. That's when I went to the nurse. That's what they told me because I went to play basketball. They told me no. So I ran track for the first 2 years. Right. Mm-hmm. I went away. I came back. I grew like 7 inches. I gained like 60 pounds. I went there. The coach, my track coach, looked at me.
You're talking about height, right?
Yes, height. I grew.
Okay.
Mo, stop it. Mo, stop it. Mo, stop it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is now PG-13.
I started, so which means like, after I had that growth spurt, I grew to like 5'11", and I gained like 60 pounds. I went to my track coach. She was like, oh, no. He went to the football coach. She goes, you remember this kid? He goes, yeah, he used to do hurdles. What the fuck happened? He goes, I don't know what happened. But after I grew, they throw me in a defensive line. Did I know anything about football? No. But they threw me in defensive line. They're like, listen, you see this guy? When he come at you, drop him.
And that's it.
And I loved it. And I loved the way you play. I also took a hit from a kid named Jamal at the time who was like 16 years old. He was 6'4", like 260 pounds. I'll never forget him. But anyway, the point is, like, I play defense, okay? And I love playing defense. But in the NFL, defense is not nearly as exciting as it used to be. You know why? Like you said, the game is more geared towards offensive game. Same thing they did in basketball. Once upon a time, defense was like crazy in basketball. From the 80s, even the 90s, defense in basketball was a major thing. But then they started changing the rules from removing the hand check, from changing the zone defense. They started changing so many things now. It's more geared towards the offensive game. Even now with guys like James Harden shooting more free throws than entire teams for like 3-4 seasons in a row, it's because the game is more geared towards offensive player. No, they changed that because guys like James Harden decided, you know what?
Abuse the shit out of it.
Exactly. I'm not even gonna try to score now. I'm just gonna try to get a foul. So now, and when he wasn't getting those calls, in the playoffs, he got mad, and then the league was like, we can't do that no more. We have to change things around. So the whole thing is, it goes back to offense is more exciting. People want to watch, and let's face it, now NFL, is about viewership. You want people to watch.
You agree with the NFL that they should. So with what you're saying, you agree with the NFL that they should 100% focus more on illegal hands downfield, because what that does is help the offense. Now you're telling me it's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down. Did you know that?
I did know
no matter
that,
where
I know. But what I'm saying though is I see why the NFL is doing it. I don't like it. I don't like that part. But I'm telling you, I understand why they're doing this, because they want to change the game to be more geared towards offensive.
Myles Garrett has something to say about that. Myles Garrett, fucking dude in LA, has something to say about that.
But hold on. But as you're saying that, it's because they don't have as many good defensive players. But let's face it, it's because now defensive players can't do what they used to do before.
No, they can't hit you before you touch the ball anymore.
Exactly. So it's like, because of that, it's like that could have been one of the reasons, one of the things that was making them great. That was making them look, as so great. It wasn't because they were playing perfect defense. It's because they were able to hit you early.
Yeah,
And
now
you
they're
can't do
asking
that.
them to actually be more skilled in a position. So it makes, for me, I'm the guy that feels like I feel defense is the NFL should start looking to have defenses again a little bit. Because everything now, like, you can't hit okay, fine, you want to eliminate the injuries to quarterbacks, Tom Brady, so you can't hit quarterbacks below the belt anymore, which is cool because let's be real, that's who they're helping. It's Tom Brady. That rule was made specifically for Tom Brady. Tuck rule. You know what? Let's change gears.
Mo, did you just realize what you just unleashed by bringing up Tom Brady?
I'm about to bring him back up. But let's. So I don't agree with I don't agree with the NFL. Period. But here's the interesting topic. I think the most interesting topic for the day. Right. Let's look at the top 10 quarterbacks from last season. Right. So we're gonna do alongside with our NFL preview is do a top 10 by the numbers kind of thing. Right. We're gonna have a discussion about that. So Tom Brady was the number one quarterback last year. Justin Herbert had a fucking amazing year. Matthew Stafford, whatever. Pat Mahomes, Derek Carr, Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, who I don't think is better than Lamar Jackson, Kirk Cousins, and Aaron Rodgers brings up the.
Where'd you find this list, bro?
This is actually by pass yards. If you look at it, like, this is top 10 by pass yards.
By pass yards, okay.
Yes.
Okay, because I have a different list that goes by by slightly differently, but okay.
No. What's your list go by?
Oh because my list goes by completion percentage, pass yards, touchdown, interceptions, and yards per attempt, and also team wins. But that's just But for the most part, most of these guys fall in there, except the guy that's not on there, that's apparently on here, is Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins. Those guys are, but
Derek Carr had an amazing year last year, like, I feel like one. Okay, so
you know what? No, never mind.
Derek Carr has a chance to be amazing with Devontae Adams.
Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins should be on there because the two guys they have on my list should not be on there because they got injured. They didn't play the whole season, which is Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson. So never mind. Continue.
Let's go. That's right. You know what? I like your list better. Send it to me.
I'm not going to, but go
No, you're not. Okay, so top 10 quarterbacks last year by pass yards, right? So Tom Brady, obviously, because we saw what happened when AB left. All of that went to the toilet. Justin Herbert, I believe. So who do you feel like on this list, the top 10, who do you feel like is going to have another productive year like they did last year? Who's still going to maintain their top 10, who's still going to be on the top 10? Who's not? If we're gonna look at this list and order it.
Watson, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
Go ahead, Jake. Go ahead.
I feel like Canadians man has got it this year. I feel like Josh Allen has a really good chance of being a top 10 quarterback again.
Continue.
Wow. So
continue. I think Tom Brady, if he continues to be healthy this year, that he should be number 2. And then everybody else from there down should be probably Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow. I don't know. Dak Prescott always throws for yards, but whether or not he can keep his interceptions down is hit and miss with what he's done. I feel like somebody that's going to surprise us is Derek Carr because I think Devontae Adams is going to make him an elite quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is always Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he may take a step back because he doesn't have Devontae Adams, but they've been saying a lot about the rookie that they drafted. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But
he doesn't matter. That's why.
Probably not. But no, I think Josh Allen is going to be the number 1 quarterback this year.
Drunk said Justin Herbert. I'm almost inclined to go with him because again, he still has the two in my mind, the tandem, the two best. Right, 1 and 2 best wide receivers right now as a pair. Yeah, I feel like Justin Herbert. I'm inclined to go with him. Wetson. I know who you have as number one, so it doesn't fucking matter anyway. Just start at number two, because
Cool.
I don't want to hear who you have as number one.
Good. Let's start with number two. Number two, I'm gonna agree with Jake on this one. I think Josh Allen. Is gonna be number two, and right after him, I got Justin Herbert. Because I do think Mahomes gonna take a step back because you no longer have Tyreek Hill to give him 250 yards per game. I think Aaron Rodgers took a step back also because he doesn't have Devontae Adams to give him 100 yards every game. But as we know, number one is still Father Tom.
No one asked you. I knew you were going to say that, and I purposefully just had that done. So I don't want to hear it.
Hold on, Mo. You knew that he was going to be inclined to, because Watson has that personality. Even if you don't ask him, he gonna tell you.
He's still gonna fucking answer the question, bro.
So the question was top 10 quarterback, and last time I remember, top 10 start with one. Okay, so I'm gonna go with number one. Number one, like I say, Father Tom, because
hold on, no, you started with 2 through 5, then went back to number one. So is Tom Brady really number 4?
That's how I heard it.
I'm sorry. Can you
That's
count?
How I heard it. That's how I heard it.
You probably can't count because you know why? You're a Mariners fan. You see the Mariners and the Seahawks. You don't know football or baseball, okay?
Hey, I can count to 32. It's okay. I'll be the first one to admit Seahawks ain't gonna do shit this year with everybody that we lost, so it's okay.
Good. Keep that same energy.
Jamal Adams, it's okay.
Okay. So no, but like I said, I think like if we're talking top 10, and I'm gonna go with Father Tom, Justin Herbert, Father Tom, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers because he's still Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
I'm gonna go Mahomes. No, I'm gonna before Mahomes. I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow. And I got Mahomes. And then I have Stafford.
Mo, I see you clapping your hands. If Drunk keeps talking like that, he can go back to Minnesota twice. Come on.
I have Stafford. Then I have Black Kirk Cousin. Oh, Dak Prescott. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by Black Kirk Cousin.
Wow. These are people with families, bro. Why would you ever do that? These are human beings with.
Sir, that is a Black Kirk Cousin, okay?
Okay, go ahead. Because you saw the post, the NFL is just a bunch of.
Oh, it's horrible.
Hey,
then let's see. Then we're gonna go with Lamar and then Russell Wilson. I think that's it. That's everything.
I like your list. Lamar is on the list, so I like that.
You know, I have a Russell Wilson jersey. And I'm really tempted not to wear it this year.
You're not gonna be able to though. Anyways, so yeah, I want to. I kind of not. So Tom Brady decided again. I'm gonna cheat and get another top 10 all-time receiver, or top 11, top 15 all-time receiver on my team because why not, right?
I'm sorry. Are we talking about the guy who has played like 4 games the last 3 seasons?
Julio, doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Again, Julio Jones for I think a 6-year period was the best receiver in the league in terms of receptions, maybe not touchdowns, but receptions. He was that guy.
Mm-hmm. And NFL age, isn't he like 35, 36 now?
Correct.
Yeah, and then no. His real age is around that age. His in NFL age is like 46.
But he also hasn't played 2 full seasons, so maybe we can duck that down a little bit. No,
but the next thing you're going to say is Randy Moss is coming out of retirement because he needs money because of his wife to play with Tampa Bay. So,
I mean, Tom Brady did it, so why? Like, I feel like you know what's funny? I think Randy Moss could actually come out of retirement and ball again. The
what's
game
funny is I said that just because Wedson's right there and look at his face right now.
And Wetson do that too. Like, I don't know why he's making that face. Like, he probably believe that. Like, don't make that stupid face.
Well, you know what? It's like you might be right. You know why? Because Father Time can make anybody look good.
Okay, so. Moving on. Like, I don't want to hear that name. That name stinks. Like, I don't know
what Father Tom.
Yeah.
What do you have
It's
against
a
Father
dumb
Time?
name. It's a dumb name. It doesn't even
It's a
make any
dumb
sense.
name. Really?
Yes, it's a
Really?
dumb
Father
nickname.
Time. Father
It's
Time.
the dumbest. It's the dumbest. It's the dumbest nickname ever.
45-year-old quarterback
Listen,
being better
I'm
than
gonna pull a
everybody.
Weston on you, Mo. You need to calm down, brown sexual, and get with the times. Father John's a good name.
You know what? Just for that, Tom Brady's at number 4, and this is my. I don't care. I don't. You know what? I don't think he's gonna do it. I don't think all those fucking, all the slants, the 5, because listen, if you're throwing nothing but 5-yard slants and hoping your receivers turn that up, of course that happens. I don't think all those slants are gonna work this year. Anyway, but no, I'm inclined to put Jameis in my top 10 this year because until the point he got hurt, hear me out. Until the point he got hurt, he was frying. He had the numbers.
I'm sorry, Jameis who?
Jameis Winston. Until the point, matter of fact, I'm about to pull him up.
I don't have enough drink for this.
I'm right there with you, Watson, because if they're talking Jameis Winston, the guy that throws 30 touchdowns with 40 interceptions, no, I'm good.
Wetson, I sent you a graphic earlier today, right? It was Mike Evans and Devontae Adams. Why is it that people and it's a funny that we're talking about this because for the first 6 years of Mike Evans's career, he played with Jameis Winston. People will tell you that Devontae Adams is better, but if you look at the numbers, very identical.
No. On paper, Mike Evans is better. On paper. And you're right.
What makes Devontae better than Mike Evans though?
I don't know. I honestly,
I will go ahead and say it's the quarterback he played with. And
honestly,
Rodgers,
I cannot give you a reason why Devontae Adams is better than Mike Evans. I cannot give you a solid reason that cannot be debunked because the numbers say they are very similar, and Mike Evans might actually be better. But like you said, the quarterback they play with and who's watched more tells you that is Devontae Adams. He's seen as top 5. Mike Evans is not.
And that makes no sense. And that's why I look at Jameis and go, the fact that he's again last year he was balling. He fixed his because again for the longest time in his career he played with bad eyes, right? He went and got LASIK last year or the year before last, and his numbers were looking great last year until he got hurt. I think and then Ken guard, and you have to understand they didn't have Mike Williams, Mike Thomas. So now Mike Thomas, we don't know where he's at. He's gonna come back or whatever, but he's gonna come back. He might be able to be Mike Thomas from a couple years ago. I see Jameis Winston going back into the top 10 quarterbacks list because he has had the numbers. According to Jake, he throws 4,000 yards, but 20 touchdowns and 21 interceptions. Like that's been Jameis for the longest.
But that's the thing, though.
You want to know the difference between quarterbacks and wide receivers, though?
Go ahead.
Quarterbacks are looked at as a leader on the field. Same with wide receivers to a point. But if you look at Jameis Winston's history and whatnot, like you said, he has bad eyesight, all that stuff. But it's about the games that you win. If you're constantly turning over the ball, airballing it, doing whatever, you're going to be looked at. It's going to be your fault because you're the leader on the field.
Right.
Wide receivers are allowed to have a mess up or two because of bad read, whatever. Quarterbacks get the brunt of the force. Look at Tom Brady in all his years. We can talk all the shit we want about Tom Brady, but he's proven time and time again that he's able to go above and beyond and when it's needed. Correct. If you can't keep the ball on your side of the field, look at Watson. He's all cheery. I know.
No. I'm about to give you a stat from last season for Jameis Winston. Just bear with me for a second. 7 games. 95 completions out of 161 attempts, 1,170 yards, 14 touchdowns to 3 picks. It's nothing spectacular, right? That's not great because that's 7 games into the season. That's like very early into the season. I think again,
look at his career. Look at Jameis Winston's career though.
135 touchdowns to 91 interceptions. But career passing yards, Jameis Winston is over 20,000.
Okay.
Yeah, he can throw the ball better, but it's the key turnovers that he has.
But he has fixed the one problem, in my opinion, that would have taken him out of getting to the point of where he's elite. We watched Jameis in college. Jameis wasn't. He's not a scrub at the position.
By no means do I think Jameis Winston is a scrub because he can throw the ball. The kid got an arm and he could throw the ball. I'm not saying he's a scrub. I'm saying if we're talking top 10 quarterback, we gotta look up more than the fact that he threw, he threw like for 1,100 yards in 7 games.
In 7 games.
Okay, but
He
guess
had
what?
one game where he threw 500. Like, go ahead.
Okay, you want to know what the math is for 1,100 yards in 7 games?
Go ahead.
That's like 140 yards a game.
160 yards a game.
Yeah, something like that.
That's not impressive as a quarterback. A quarterback that throws under 200 in any given game is not seen as something impressive. You want to know where you can see that also? Look at Fantasy League, for example. If a quarterback throws for 160 yards, 180 yards, 200 yards, you don't get much out of him unless he throws for 4 or 5 touchdowns in that span. So when it comes down to it, Jameis Winston can throw the ball. However, he is not a top 10 quarterback.
I don't know.
In order for him to become one,
because Derek Carr was the top 10 quarterback by metrics. So if we're doing it by
Mo,
metrics,
to be on your point, Mo,
but
Jameis
Derek
Winston
Carr
is a underdog right now. He needs to prove himself.
correct.
But also Derek Carr last year early on was throwing to Henry Ruggs, Darren Waller, was throwing to he was
Josh
throwing
Jacobs
to
coming out the backfield.
Josh
Yes.
Jacobs coming out so again. He had guys that was like balling out, so he could
Jameis
find those
had
guys too.
Kamara, and that was it because he didn't have Mike
Thomas. So I'm like so I understand, understand because guess what? And again, and this I'm not even joking about this one. Not every guy could play with like a subpar receiver.
Bro,
and make him look
stop.
good.
Stop.
I'm not even joking. I'm not even pointing it out. Like, yo,
you need this much room, and you
no.
slip Tom Brady in there.
Crazy enough though. I was gonna use Aaron Rodgers. I was actually use Aaron Rodgers on this one. But thank you for bringing up Tom Brady.
But no, Aaron Rodgers has had a top 10 receiver every year he's played football. Yes.
Not every year. Every year.
No, he has not.
Devontae Adams has been hurt plenty of times.
And not only that, now
you understand what I mean.
Okay, not only that though, Jordy Nelson wasn't exactly a top 10 receiver. When he's playing, he became that way because of Aaron Rodgers.
Didn't he start with Donald Driver, Randall Cobb?
I don't think Donald Driver. I think Donald Driver retired before that.
Before that?
But he did play with Randall Cobb. But I'm saying though, he didn't have just
wasn't Aaron Rodgers benched behind Favre for like 2 years?
Yeah, he was
4 years.
Yeah,
like 3 or 4 years actually.
Yeah, I think Donald Driver retired 2 years before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with that being said, I'm not saying that Jameis Winston is not good or that he can't be good. I'm simply saying when it comes to top 10 receivers, he's not there yet. And maybe this season he might be because if you get Michael Thomas back, proper, playing well like he played a couple of years ago, Evan Kamara, when he's not out there, when he's not out, on vacation with his new girlfriend, the shorty that used to play for the Sparks, when he's not out doing that, I'm hoping he comes back, being like as good as he was, the last couple of years. So I'm not saying he can't be. I'm saying if we're going based on like the last couple of years or so, I can't put him there until he proves that. That's all.
Okay.
Can we all agree that he is an underdog until he proves that he can stay healthy?
Absolutely.
And throw the ball like we know that he can. He is probably top 15 right now, but he needs to prove that he can be better.
Because and here's another thing I wanted to add in. Right? Okay. There's certain guys, right? There's certain guys in the league where if you look at the numbers, after they play or look at their past numbers, you'd be like, oh man, the numbers look amazing. Because if you look at Eli Manning, for example, his numbers, some of the numbers look good. You look at passing yards, numbers look good, but then you know what you look at? You flip it, or you go a little bit further down the stats list. You look at his touchdown to interception ratio. You look at it's like 2 to 1. That's not a good number. If you look at completion, it's not great. So it's like, but then guess what? Eli Manning at some point is gonna make it to the Hall of Fame.
He beat Tom Brady twice. That's all.
Exactly. So it's like so a lot of times
dogged him.
Jameis Winston needs to prove right now. So with the top 10 quarterbacks that we discussed, I feel like Jameis Winston needs to prove within like a season or two whether or not he can beat out Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, all those guys. All those guys
I'm still here.
all those
Give me a
guys
second.
have
That's right.
established themselves.
I feel like last year was his year. I really feel like that was his year, and he was going on a nice run, and freak injury happened and he was out. I guess,
But see, that happens with a lot of stars,
it
though.
does. It does, and it's kind of very sad. Last NFL topic that we're going to do today. I'm really sorry, Jake, but this has to be done. We are going to preview the NFC
All
West.
right, I'm out. See you guys.
The new look NFC West.
Looks like came back right on time.
Oh man, where did Drunk go? Because this is for him too.
And I got more iced tea, so I'm good.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna have to go open the bottle now, so it's okay.
So okay, this was the NFC West last season. Your leader was the Los Angeles Rams, Arizona, San Francisco, and Seattle. It's funny, San Francisco with 10-7, and then Seattle just they were bad. And okay, if I'm gonna do the preview right now, I'm just gonna say Seattle doesn't move up, right? They didn't get any better.
They got worse.
So I'm just gonna start there. Are we all in agreement right now that Seattle is at the bottom?
Hold on, let's ask Jake. Let's start with Jake. Jake, can you give us your lineup for the NFC West?
My number one is gonna shock you guys. Okay?
No. We're starting from the bottom.
Bottom. Oh,
Yes.
Seahawks. If we win 3 games, I'll be surprised.
Right. I'm sorry. You said 3?
3 games. If we win 3 games, I'll be surprised.
That's very optimistic of you, sir.
All right, who you got?
It'll probably be 2. Remember what I told you though? It depends if we get Jimmy Garoppolo or not.
So
you think San
Francisco
is just going to let him go?
You think
the rumor is that San Francisco is holding on to Jimmy Garoppolo to eventually release him, but they don't want to release him too soon because they know that either Seattle or somebody else is going to pick him up, and they don't want him to have enough training time to make him an elite quarterback in that system right now.
He's not going to be an elite quarterback. He's just a handsome Kirk Cousin.
I understand that, but I'm saying it depends on that.
I wish the Colts went and got him. I wish we did what we had to do to get him.
You know how desperate you have to be to win for Jimmy Garoppolo?
I have
Seahawks are going to be number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stay on topic. Seahawks are number 4. Mm-hmm. Number 3, San Francisco. I don't think Trey Lance is that good of a quarterback yet. He has the possibility to, but I think he's going to be number 3. Number 2, I'm going to say Los Angeles.
Wow.
Number 1, I think Kyler Murray is one hell of a quarterback, and I feel like he's going to take the next step, and Arizona's going to win it.
You do realize they don't have D-Hop for 6 games, right?
Yes, I do. But
you saw what happened.
And also, Kyler Murray cannot see over the offensive line.
But you saw what happened.
Look at Russell Wilson; he couldn't see over that shit too. It's okay.
But last year, without D-Hop, I think for what was it, like finishing out the season, he wasn't that great of a quarterback.
Listen here, Mo. I'm going against Drunk now because Drunk's a St. Louis fan. All right, I'm trying to make
you're just doing that to be petty, Wetson.
Yeah.
Rams.
Wetson, you can start number 1.
I'm gonna start number 1 because the ranking is simple. It's Rams, Cardinals, San Fran. That's it.
Wow. There's no 4th place.
There's no 4th. It doesn't matter. The 4th doesn't matter. Not worth mentioning.
Wetson said Drew Lock and then Seattle. Wetson ranked Drew Lock before Seattle. I want to agree with Jake here. I want to say Arizona might surprise everyone, but I can't discount number 90.
No D-Hop for 6 games.
And
Kyler Murray, D-Hop. Okay. Before you go, I'm sorry. Not to cut you over, but hold on. D-Hop has the best hands in the NFL when he plays football. The absolute best hands. That man.
Well, we know why now. We absolutely know why he has the best hands in football.
What's your point, bro? What's your point?
I'm just saying.
The point is he has the best hands in football. Okay, when he plays.
Just because I went to high school with him and he graduated a year after me, Cooper Kupp is going to be amazing this year.
Nobody cares. But The point is, though, I'm saying no D-Hop for 6 games. It'll be a miracle if they go 2-4. During those 6 games, because I don't know if they can, because you're missing a lot. You're
Also,
not just
no
missing
Christian Kirk.
So again, I can't give them. Well, go ahead.
This is. I want to say it's tough, but it's not that tough. The Rams are on paper the better team. Like, they didn't get any worse. They just ultimately almost stayed the same. We still don't know what's going on with what's his name though. Odell Beckham, who's officially a Super Bowl winner.
Hold on,
champion.
did I read it wrong? But did Von Miller retire or somebody like that on defense?
No,
retire?
Von Miller
went to the Bills. He went to the Bills.
Bills, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, he went.
So
to
they lost a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, what did he really do? I didn't see him make that much of a difference because it was still Aaron Donald. Like, the name you still heard every time the quarterback was
number
getting
99.
I said this much. If it was a big one, I would say it was big.
Oh,
all right,
gotcha.
little big.
We couldn't tell like the actual measurement based on the tiny fingers. That's all. Continue.
PG-13, white guy. It's okay. Gotcha.
Okay. So, but I wish if D-Hop, I want to keep going. I really, if DeAndre Hopkins was starting, I would honestly be with Jake and pick Arizona, but I can't do that. So I got to go with the Rams, and it's an asterisk for me, but that's the team. Arizona, because I think unlike Wetson, I think they go 3-3 those games. I don't know if it's 2-4. I think they go 3-3 those games. San Francisco is a sleeper because like Trey Lance could take a step, like he could surprise people, or he could just be what everyone thinks he is. But I have San Francisco as my sleeper, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Those are the only teams worth
Yeah, those are the only teams.
Rams, Cardinals, San Fran. That's it.
Serious question: over and under Seahawks win more than one game?
Over.
They win 2 games. You guys are getting I don't think
Two for 15. That's going to be a horrible season. Oof.
It's going to be bad because even last year when you guys were you guys won 7 games and everyone was like, this is the first time Seattle was and like it was the only thing anyone heard for the longest time. DK is going to have that fucking binky in his mouth crying all fucking season. It's going to be a terrible season for Seattle, and it's going to start with baseball with you guys not doing anything, and then it's just going to and then what did the Kraken do? Nothing. It's just going to slide.
It's going to start with the Mariners being terrible. Not doing anything.
It already started with the Kraken.
Hey, the Kraken ain't gonna do. So this is the first year for the Kraken. So there's no way they're gonna do anything great.
Okay, so
the Mariners are at least gonna make it to the divisional round and lose to the Yankees like we always do.
Correct.
And then you have
Seahawks going to go 2 for 15, and I'm going to be cheering every game that we win. Watson's phone's going to blow up 150 times that game.
And then we have Seattle Storm in the WNBA, who's going to be useless.
Ever since we lost Sue Bird, we haven't done anything, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically, we should just close off Seattle for the next year or so, and just
go Trailblazers.
Oh God, your home is in Trailblazers. Oh, you're screwed.
No, that's rude. You're food this season. Just forget about
God.
Oh God.
You know what, Jake, you're in Brooklyn now, okay? Just claim the Nets for a season. That's it.
We are gonna win the Super Bowl, baby! Yeah! Beast mode! Let's go! All right. Man, it's the easiest.
Oh my God! I still to this day, I don't understand that. That's a decision I will never, ever, ever. And I think that's where the relationship between Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson splintered. I honestly feel that way.
Okay, fun fact: during that Super Bowl, it was that Super Bowl happened on my
Says
birthday
the Patriots
weekend.
fan.
No. Here's the funny thing about the Super Bowl, right? I'm watching it at my friend's house, right? We're watching the game. And then what you call it? Tyler Lockett make that catch, that unbelievable catch that everybody thought was a drop pass. He made that catch. They got to the 1 yard line, right? At that point, my friend's like, yo, he walked away celebrating. He's like, yo, it's over. Oh my God. And he's laughing in my face like he's having a ball. He left the room. He's like, I don't even need to see the last play. I can actually replay because this game is over. He walked away, went to the yard, went to the back, cheering. 2 seconds later, he heard me cheering. He goes, what the fuck? Why is he cheering? He hates the Seahawks. He come out. He see the Malcolm Butler interception. He drops to the floor. Like, he drops. Like, he just like, he goes, yo, he lost $500 that game.
Same.
And he just dropped to the floor.
Same.
He was like, oh, you.
And I will
like,
never forgive Seattle for that.
He's been mad at Pete Carroll since that day.
Same. I will never forgive. I lost money on it. I will never, ever, ever,
He's
ever in my life.
Even Seattle fans are like, you have the beast mode. Why the hell did you not feed him that on the 1 yard line?
No sense.
Till this day, he's convinced. Right after that play, Robert Kraft called Pete Carroll and said, listen.
And gave him money.
And said, listen, I'm sending you a blank check. Write a number on it. I'll sign it. He's convinced that's what happened.
I'm convinced too. I'm starting to think about it, like conspiracy or not. Like
I'm not even mad at y'all because
it makes no sense of why they would pass it on the 2 yard line unless they thought it would be an obvious run or whatever. But still, you have beast mode.
Obvious or not,
you were beating them the entire game on the run.
They should have ran that thing because look at the what Marshawn Lynch did to New Orleans the first game that we had him. He broke 20 tackles that game.
Yes.
There should be no reasons why you did not feed him that ball. As a Seahawks fan, as my parents being Seahawks fans, all that stuff. I will never get over that. Pete Carroll should not make the Hall of Fame for that one play.
I will tell you right now, if my life is on the line, I'm at the 1 yard line, I need 1 yard. I don't care who the defensive line is. There's a couple of guys I'm handing the ball to every single time. Marshawn Lynch is one of those guys.
Yes.
Like, are you kidding me? It's Marshall, bro. When I tell you that's that game. My heart sunk when Tyler Lockett made that catch because I'm like, damn. Now they're gonna hand it to Marshawn Lynch and the game is over. After Tom Brady came back from being down 28-14, my heart was just dropped. So when they threw that ball and Malcolm Butler made that catch, I gotta tell you, that was probably the fourth greatest feeling in my life, outside of my wedding, my 2 kids being born. Number 4 is that moment. Yep.
Wow. No, that's honestly a decision I'll never understand. I think it's one of the worst decisions in sports history, and I really feel like we need to do
arguably the worst.
Yeah, we need to do a study on what made Pete Carroll say. And
what we need to do is we need to get on Twitter, find Pete Carroll's phone number, and we need to call him back. Listen here, white man, what the hell were you thinking?
Because I also need to ask Russell Wilson, like, yo, do you not trust your running back? Like, why would you ever like, okay, coach, I got you, and then just change? I don't care if I get cut, if I get released the following year because I disobeyed my coach. We won a Super Bowl, and that's all that's going to be said. I would have told the coach to go fuck himself. I don't care. I don't care if you're Pete. Go fuck yourself, coach. I'm running this football. Like, did Russell Wilson trust himself that much?
By the way. That year, Russell Wilson was the best running quarterback in football also. So in addition to Marshawn Lynch being able to run that ball in,
bro,
Russell Wilson could have faked a handoff and go the other way.
I was just thinking that rewatching that play or whatever, Russell Wilson, he could have easily just ran around the fucking defenders.
Bro, he was the best running quote QB in football. So
job in the world. Hand it to Marshawn. Get the champagne.
Let it play out, please. Let it play out. Get the shit
Moses is loving this.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Let's throw an inside pick play at the 1. Huh? No, I was kidding.
I was kidding. Huh? Hello? Can you?
I said it'd be. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. No. Hello, guys. Do not throw it. Give it to Marshawn.
Wetson loves to see me cry. It's okay.
Clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal
Look at Tom Brady's face.
Did you see Richard Sherman's face?
Richard Sherman's
I was about to throw up in the
Richard Sherman's face on that play.
He looked like he was about ready to
reaction to
cry.
that.
He was so devastated.
Richard Sherman is one of my favorite guys. One of my favorite guys that ever played football. One of my favorite, absolutely, because that man. Listen, but that play, his face. Whew.
All right, so AFC West. Let me just go through everyone's.
Hold on, don't you dare say AFC West again. It's
I'm sorry.
NFC.
NFC, yeah, because our NFC West predictions for the season. Jake says Arizona, the Rams, San Francisco, and nobody else.
But no, hold on. I said Seattle. I'm not Weds, and don't you do that. Come on now.
You actually have an obligation to say Seattle. That's right.
I do. I have 4 jerseys in my closet right now. I have to.
So Jake has Arizona, the Rams, San Francisco, and Seattle. Wetson has the
Thank you.
Rams, Arizona, San Francisco, and Seattle. Mo,
No, hold on. No,
no.
he said Drew Lock.
I have Rams, Cardinals, 49ers, and then Drew Lock.
and Drew Lock. Okay. And Mo has the Rams with the asterisk because he feels like, wait, why am I speaking about myself in the third person? Because I feel like
So Mo has the Rams. He has the Cardinals, maybe. And then he has the 49ers. And then he has what his favorite superhero likes is the Seahawks. So, okay.
yeah, so it's a and I really believe that Kyler could take this. So my surprise quarterbacks in the division, Kyler could take the step, and Trey could take the step. No one has any faith in Drew Lock. So
Who?
listen,
Some white boy. It's okay.
he had that one Jeezy moment. He had that one young Jeezy moment, and that's his career. Like, he will forever go down as the guy who sat on the sidelines and rapped to Jeezy. But that's the show, gentlemen. Thank you very much, Jake, for coming. I am so sorry. I was gonna give you the topics ahead, but I was like, nah, Wedson, this is gonna be so much fun to watch.
So not
Jake
give him
go.
Watch me cry on YouTube.
Just
It's
watch
okay.
you. No, like mind you, I can see your face when we do the intro. So I saw your face and your reactions, and I was dying laughing because you didn't know what was coming.
No idea. Look at Weston.
right.
He's died. I know Weston was full of shit because he was just like, "Hey, dude, the people want you back on. You need to get back on."
I begged him.
And I was just, I know he's full of shit. I even called him, and I was like, "Dude, you're full of shit." And then the Wetson's voice, I could tell that he was up to something, and now I know what's up.
Jake,
So,
Jake, I had to do it to you, brother. I really did. I couldn't help it.
No,
because-
Jake. The people did want you back, but this was just funny. So, like, let's just.
Yeah, no, we
The
did
people
want you back.
next week, if you guys invite me back, I'm wearing Seahawks all over.
That's fine. Next week, I think I'm gonna do the AFC South because it's my turn. But thank you very much. I'll take it. I'll eat crow. But no, thank you very much, Jake, for coming. Look, I have Matt Ryan as my quarterback. I
would take Matt Ryan in a heartbeat over Drew Lock.
Bro, hold on. Before we end the show, do you guys realize that between the two of y'all, like, Father Tom has ruined lives for y'all? Like, between the two of y'all,
Nice talking to
Jesus
you,
Christ.
fellas. Talk to you later.
yeah. Next week, man. Have a good rest of the week, Jake and Wetson.
See you guys.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
He goes. Beast mode.
Oh my God, we're gonna do it! We are gonna win the Super Bowl, baby! Yeah! Beast mode! Let's go! All right. Man, this is the easiest job in the world. Hand it to Marshawn. Get the